We are back on the Dee Armstrong Show, and I want you to go to the phones. I'm going to get on to you guys. At the end of the segment, the phone starts ringing. You have to listen to the guest and make the call at the same time, okay? Because when the guest leaves, it's too late, okay? So call now, okay? All right. Now that we've established that. Have you ever been to a chiropractor? I have recently had a son that really needed an adjustment, and you probably have, or somebody in your family. Well, today we are visiting with Dr. Brad Adams of Advantage Chiropractic. He is live in Auburn. Isn't that something? Hello, Dr. Adams. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Dee. Thanks for having me on today.
I'm digging that spine behind you, okay? That's how we
thank
look
you. I
inside,
get some funny looks when I carry it around with me, but it's a good model. It works. It gets the point across.
Thank you so much. He's actually in our East Alabama Bureau, and he's going to introduce to some and just reinforce to others the profession of chiropractic and take some questions. Now, what is chiropractic, Dr. Adams?
Well, chiropractic it's a field in healthcare. It's just a different specialty, and it really deals with your nervous system, which just so happens to control everything in your body. So it's really about making your body function better, making it more efficient, in reaching for that optimal level of health, trying to be healthier in everyday activities.
So when Grandma said
so we spend a lot of time. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dee.
When Grandma and Mom said sit up straight and stand up straight, that was really very good health information as well as just something that
really was. Yeah, they were doing you more benefit than they realized at the time. It has a lot to do with breathing. You know, the spine is the center of your body. It's your mainframe. It's what controls everything. If you can notice just in this model, I know it's kind of hard to see, but what you have nerves, which are basically extension cords from your brain. And that's how your brain tells everything what to do and when to do it and when to stop doing it, which is also important. It's protected by these bones in your spinal column. And so if they get out of place or out of alignment, which people usually refer to, that can squeeze or choke off those nerves, and your brain isn't talking to your body. It's not working the way it's supposed to, and that leads to diseases or other conditions. It can cause a lot of different problems.
So getting out of place can come from many different reasons, can't it? It could be exercise.
Absolutely, lots of problems, and that's the hard part. You know, if it were easy, we'd all be able to do it, but that's life, unfortunately. There's different causes for these kind of problems, and really, if you boil them down, they can go back to any sort of disease or any condition with the body. It's different stresses. There's chemical stresses, things that are in, you know, pollution, things that are in our water and our food, sugars, hormones, things that we're not supposed to eat on a regular basis, but it's hard to avoid nowadays just because of the world the way it is. Physical stresses, you know, posture, sleep habits, accidents, car accidents, bad falls, those things certainly can move a joint into an awkward position or move a bone out of place.
What I find, Dr. Adams, is just sitting in front of that computer, getting this show together may take 2.5, 3 hours of typing. And by the time I'm finished, I feel that I've been pulled in and I have to push it back and force myself to sit up straight.
Absolutely. And you know, Dee, that's the world we live in nowadays. You know, we've made it easier. Most of us don't even get up and walk to our mailbox. We just hit send, and it's gone. You know, that's just the way it is. We've got to learn to adapt to that. And until we've learned to completely change our daily routines like that, which is unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's happening anytime soon with the way computers are becoming more and more commonplace. Smartphones, computers. Most people sit at a desk for several hours a day, or in a car for that matter. And so that's just, you're not doing your body any justice or any favors by sitting that often. We're just not meant to be that.
Phone call, Dr. Adams from Keisha in Columbus. What would you like to ask Dr. Adams?
Yes, ma'am. I wanted to know.
Keisha lost the call. You know, that's one of the things we're talking about, all this technology, is that you do lose calls sometimes with those cell phones. But you can call back, Keisha. But I wanted to say this, too. My son injured his arm, and he began to use one arm more than the other arm. And that's what led him to a chiropractor. So that adjustment had to kind of, we were thinking he had scoliosis, and they said, no, he was favoring one side of his body.
Sure.
Do you see that very often?
We see that a lot. We do. We see it a lot with people, and it has to do, even when something not as obvious as an injury, like your son went through, which I'm sorry to hear that, by the way. I hope he's doing better now.
He is.
When we sit in a car, as often we do, we sit at a desk or we sleep a certain way. Most of us, our computer terminal is turned a certain way, or our TV is in a certain position. We are creatures of habits. We tend to do the same things over and over again. And that can lead to imbalances like that, things in your hips. And if your hips are off, that's going to affect the way you walk, which in turn can cause knee problems or lead to arthritis. So a lot of the conditions that we see really don't have anything to do with your knee. It's referred pain, similar to a heart attack can cause pain in your shoulder or in your jaw or in your neck. It's the same kind of thing. Your body has ways of getting that message to you. That pain is a signal. It's an alert that your body's trying to get your attention with.
Okay. Remember that you can call in 706-569-9390. In talking with you earlier, you recommended that people not wait until they need the chiropractor, that it's just like all kinds of medicine. Prevention is better than having to try to cure something.
Absolutely, and it goes back to an old adage. What makes more sense, putting a fence at the top of the cliff or waiting until the ambulance at the bottom? You know, so what we're talking about, it's an ounce prevention, it's a pound of cure. Your grandmother told you that a long time ago. You know how important that is. It's easier. We all get it when it comes to the dentist. You know, we go to the dentist to take
Yes.
care of our teeth. We realize even if you brush and floss your teeth like you're supposed to, you still need somebody that specializes in that to take a look at some of the areas you can't get to, some of the problems that are more severe before they become more severe. Let's catch those cavities before they become root canals. So that's really what we try to talk to a lot of our patients about in the community, and that's why I really appreciate this opportunity. So many people don't understand what exactly we do, and it really is about wellness. It's about preventative health care. It's about taking care of these problems, screening, checking these things before they become more serious. You know, arthritis is a degenerative disease. It continues to progress unless we do something to intervene, to step in and provide some positive stimulus. So that's what we're working towards. We talk to our patients, and unfortunately the world we live in, again, goes back to we like instant gratification. We don't really go to the doctor, and it's the way we've been trained through life.
Yes, yes.
We don't go to the doctor until we're sick. And it really is a shame because most problems are a lot harder to fix after
than it is to
they've
prevent.
shown up, after they've presented that way.
We
Absolutely.
have a caller. We have a caller for you, Dr. Adams.
Okay,
a call
great,
from
great.
Phoenix City. Go ahead. Are you still there from Phoenix City?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, this is Beatrice. I was calling in reference to walking. I have a tumor in my
Sure.
left knee, and when I walk, it aggravates it. Do you have any suggestions for me walking?
Sure. And can you just repeat that one more time? I kind of cut out. Did you say,
She has
did you say you have a tumor
She's
in your
dealing
knee? Or is
with
that...
a problem in her left knee, and it's been diagnosed as
Okay.
a tumor. Would that be something
First,
that
yeah.
you would address? Because she wants to
Well,
walk.
we need to find out more information about it, to be completely honest with you, and to do our diligence with her. I want to make sure we're safe, first and foremost. So, first of all, what was your name one more time? I'm sorry.
Beatrice?
Beatrice. Okay,
Yeah.
Beatrice. Sorry about that. I want to make sure, are you seeing someone for this? Someone's treating this? An oncologist or a different specialty?
Yes, the doctor has
Okay, and
gave me MRI,
really...
and he said it's not cancerous, nothing to worry about.
Okay, that's great news.
But when I walk, it aggravates it. So I was wondering, did you have any comments
Sure. And so
about
that's
it?
something we're very big on at our office, and most chiropractors are, on concurrent care. What that means, and it really is the way healthcare should be approached. It's about working with your other doctors, the team approach. It's what all this, you hear all the new stimulus package for healthcare. It's about getting doctors on the same page so we don't waste so much time and money and tests just trying to run the same things, figuring out what's going on. So we would talk to your doctor, who your specialty that you've seen, about the MRI. We'd look at the MRI ourselves and go over the reports and figure out if you're having trouble walking, that's something we have to fix. I mean, that's not going to get better unless we do something about it. And maybe that's rest with some different treatments for inflammation, and if that's causing the pain. Maybe it's finding other ways for you to exercise. But if you can't do the things you want to do, if you can't walk and be active and work in the yard or work in the house with the Home Depot segment going on here, it's very important for you to do the things that you want to do, then that's going to start to affect your overall lifestyle, and that's where we really get into trouble. So, yeah, without more specifics, it's hard for me to say exactly what we would do, but it's something we would look at, finding other ways to get you active and other ways for you to do the things that you want to do on a regular basis.
And it's good, too, to get another opinion. And thanks for calling, Dr. Adams. We have another call from Columbus for Dr. Adams. What's your name and what's your question?
My name is Patricia. I'm from Columbus, Georgia. Okay, my
Hey, Patricia, how you doing today?
That I went to a choir pastor a long time ago when I fell and slipped. Okay, I went to another
Okay.
doctor said I have a generational disease. Can you tell me what generational disease is?
Degeneration of the
Did you say
spine. She'd like to
degenerative
know what that
disease?
is.
Sure, and it's degenerative joint disease, I believe is what you're talking about, degenerative disc disease. It's osteoarthritis. I mean, that's what it is. And it's sort of a scary word, but it's really just, it's normal wear and tear on bones throughout life. I mean, if you want to look at it, it's sort of a way you've gotten your money's worth out of your body. You've used it. You've had fun with it. And that's what we're supposed to do. But if we don't do things correctly or if we let them get out of hand, then it's a cavity, and it can become more severe. Basically, what you're dealing with is a cavity of your spine, and it's unfortunately a lot harder to fix than a cavity in your tooth. But there are things we need to be doing to address that, so it doesn't. The whole reason it's called degenerative disease is it continues.
Because it's degenerating.
A process. So, absolutely, and so that's where that comes from. We've got to address that. We've got to focus on that area and get you doing other things. Really, the best solution, the best cure we have so far for degenerative joint disease or arthritis is you got to keep going. You got to keep moving,
going.
and that's not always easy. Yeah,
Awesome,
you got to keep moving those joints, because when you start to not use those joints, then that's when you really start to get in trouble, because it just continues to progress.
Continue to use them. Dr. Adams, let them know again how they can contact you.
Sure, yeah, our office is at Auburn here, so our phone number is 334-821-2552. We're happy to talk to anybody, consultations, of course. Also through our website, you can get in touch with us that way, and it's just the name of our office. It's www.advantagechiropracticclinic.com. And so if you'll Google that or just type it in, it should pop up somewhere in there.
Dr.
I encourage you, please, with any of these questions, call us or your local chiropractors. I mean, they're a good source of information. These people need to get out and talk to some people. I know there's a lot of questions about what we do.
You know, it's always a pleasure. You are so informative. Looking forward to you coming back, and we have some great questions, too. Thank you so much, Dr. Adams from Advantage Chiropractic in Auburn. And we still have more, lots more to come on the Dee Armstrong Show. We have music from Jasper Drive. But first, a chat with Mary Elizabeth Ellis and David Walton from Perfect Couples.